Everybody, my name is Aaron Cadillo, and I will be hosting you tonight for Launch Lab. And I have Alex Sabatini-Reger and my wife, Melissa Cadillo, here tonight, the two experts that you guys can throw your questions at. I'll be hosting. So as I've said before in the past, if it's your first time joining us, please throw your questions in the chat, anything that you have. We're really here to support you and help you build your team. The purpose of these calls is really to help you get to team manager as fast as possible and create a community where you feel like you can come and ask your questions and be supported as much as possible. So just give you a quick breakdown of the call. Usually for the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes or so, we just have a topic. And tonight's topic, we are going to talk about the promotion that's out right now, which is great. And we'll also talk about a little bit of the stigma around multi-level marketing and how the three of us deal. And you guys can ask some questions about that. And then we have some great questions that came from last week. So please throw in your questions in the chat. I kind of encourage everybody, if you're on this call, to put a question in here. You're here to learn, you're here to ask questions, and we're here to kind of support you as much as we can. So why don't we jump into it? Alex, I know there's a really exciting promotion that's happening right now, and I wanted to talk about that.
Okay, well, thank you. And I'm just going to go through it quickly because I've been spending some time today with it, just making calls and utilizing, just kind of jumping on it. I didn't realize it was starting on the 19th. I wish I had, but that's okay. So I'm just going to show you the flyer. If you haven't gotten this yet, actually, you know what? I did text it to you. Maybe you can drop that link into the chat too. I think there's a live link for it, but you'll find it in your back office under resources. There's always a tab down there that says current promotions. So you can always check in there and see what promotions are happening worldwide. So that's where you find them, again, in your back office under resources down to current promotions. So check that out. But yeah, so here's what we got going on. So basically they're offering kind of a double bonus. So when we upgrade people from one kit to another, to the next larger kit or a couple kits larger, we typically get the difference in the product introduction bonus and whatever they had started with. So let's say somebody started with a bronze pack, which we don't start many people with a bronze pack, but it's $15 that you earned in a product introduction bonus. And then they jump up to a silver pack. Then typically a silver pack is $50. So $50 minus the 15 would be what you would earn. So that's kind of how an upgrade typically works. So in this case, the upgrades, as you upgrade people, it's specifically around bringing people up to gold or bringing people up to the diamond levels. So whether you're starting somebody totally brand new, bringing them in as a gold or in as a diamond, whatever product introduction bonus you're earning according to your level, which I'm not going to get into all those details. It's a little hairy, but you're going to earn according to your level. But you're also going to get these bonuses on top of it. So if you bring a brand new diamond in, you might be a brand new diamond yourself, and you're earning $500 per every one right now in your first 3 months. And so you'll get an additional $300 on top of that for a bonus if you bring in a brand new diamond, plus the $500 that you would get because you're in that window. Of course, if you're a senior director or above, you're always earning that $500, but you're also still able to get this extra bonus. So that's pretty cool for enrollment. Same thing with the gold. Typically the gold is $100, and then you can double that basically. So you need to be at a level gold or above in order to earn $100 with it. If you're only a silver, you won't make a full $100 when you bring in a gold if you're at the level of silver, because you're only going to earn as much as your level. You'll only bring in 50. However, you'll get the $100 bonus. So that's kind of how that's working. There'll be a replay on this if you need to hear that again. So that's the enrollment piece. If you're upgrading people, it's pretty much spelled out here as well. If you're bringing them from a starter to straight into gold, you make $100 plus another $100. Starter kit is the $25, basically just holding the space. Bronze to gold, silver to gold, starter to diamond, bronze to diamond, and so on. These are all additional bonuses that you can earn. And so this is unlimited until Sunday, the end of business day on Sunday. And so anybody that you have in your organization now who might be at a silver level. So this is, I'll tell you how I looked for it. I went into my newly enrolled over the last, or just the people that are still actively using the product and they're not necessarily doing the business. And I made a list of those who are at the silver level that were either close to an auto ship hitting, maybe in their first 3 months, or they're already on auto ship now and they're just getting their one a month, but they're still at the silver level. And I'm thinking I want to bump them up to gold at this point. Maybe they want to share, maybe they don't. But what I know is that when we go from silver to gold, they get 2 more sleeves of X39 or X39 and X49 if we want to try something new. Or 2 X49s, and a bonus of one of the other sleeves. So I was thinking about, okay, I had 3 people on my list today. This one gentleman whose first auto ship is set to hit next month, early next month. And I said, so I actually with him, I did a voice message, a voice text, because I didn't have time to type it all up. And I just said, hey, listen, I've got this promotion going on this week. And I wanted to offer to you, if you want to jump up to gold, I can get you, since you're working out a lot and you haven't tried this other one yet, you've been on X39 for a while, I can get you an X39 for next month, a little bit sooner than your regular shipment was going to come, an X49 to really bring your workouts to the next level, and then they'll give you a bonus, one of the other sleeves. And I would recommend glutathione because you're super healthy and you might really like this to further detox your body. I know his story well enough to just throw that out there. So I'm thinking to myself, this isn't going to really throw off his auto ship because it's just going to kind of move it forward. I'm going to get him a month's supply of these 2 things, plus he gets to try a third thing. And now we're moving into some new products. He's already been on X39 for 3 months, right? So it's a perfect example of like the somebody who's ripe for that kind of an offer. And yes, there's a promotion going on this week. And yes, it's just an upgrade. I could offer that to him at any time, but I'm telling him there's a promotion this week and that this is a good time to upgrade. And that's the truth, right? I don't have to tell him, I'm just going to earn more. He's still going to get a bonus too. He's going to get that. And this is just the right time. And so there were 2 other people today. A woman who I offered the same thing. She has enough X39. And so I said, instead of your next coming auto ship, I said I can push that out for, a month and a week or so. And then I wanted to get her the Alavita because she was getting older and she's all about beauty. So Alavita for her and X49 also and an X39 just to round out the rest of the copper peptides, because we're looking at GHK copper peptides and AHK copper peptides, and more of the genome is getting reset to a younger age. So I wanted her to have that extra benefit and then the skin. And she said, yes, was able to speak with her. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So that's kind of how I'm doing that. And then I have a new gal who actually I've mentioned before. She came in at silver. I upgraded her to gold last month to make sure she'd get active again, because she knew she wanted to share, but she wasn't ready yet. She had some things going on. So she decided she's ready. We got together last week and talked about her hairdresser who was noticing all her new hair coming in and some other people. And she's like, okay, I really want to do this. Like, I really want to do this. And she was pretty excited about it. We talked about how to start the hairdresser with a retail type situation, which we've talked about a couple of weeks ago, and setting her up to do wholesale retail. And then, what to do, like how to bring in brand partners here and there and get them hooked up. And so she was going to bring in this new gal. So we knew the new gal was going to come in at diamond because she needed stock to retail it. And so I talked to her about going ahead and going from gold that she just did last month and jumping up to diamond so that she could be set up for the $100 or the $500 for 90 days. And this promotion just happens to be going on right now. So she went ahead and upgraded herself to diamond last night. And then we signed up her friend as a diamond last night. And I'm like, you have 90 days, but in this week, if there's anybody else, like this is the week. So this is how you can use a bonus system like this. And it's just a great opportunity to make, a little bit extra. It kind of puts a little fire under us to look into our own team, see what's going on. Maybe there aren't those people right now, and that's okay. But anybody on the fence or anybody who might just be ready for a couple more products rather than having their auto ship go out, bump them up to gold. Get them a couple of weeks or a couple of months supply and so on. So the details are really here. It's just not too much. There's some FAQs in here about when you're going to get paid about it. It's pretty much right away. And there's no limit to how many of these that you do. So I've seen this one come through a couple of times in the past, and it's always lights a fire under me to get on the phone with people. I had a third one also, and then I just decided to kind of just reach out to a whole bunch of people that it was just time to reach out. So I hope that that's answered or kind of like explains that. So it's a really exciting promotion. If anybody has questions about it right now, I might be able to answer. I don't know. I pretty much just read through it and started calling, smiling and dialing. So are there any questions?
There are. Maybe just minimize the screen and then we can
Oh, yeah, you
just.
bet. You bet.
There we go.
I seen on the main site, it said LifeWave Technology X LifeWave Nutrition. What is that? I don't see it anymore.
Oh, okay. That's going to be coming out soon. That was announced. There's going to be two different formulas that have copper peptides. I'm sorry, not they'll have a copper glycinate in there and a whole bunch of other really great stuff. I mean, amazing supplements. When they did the full day event, well, I forget what it was called, just a few weeks ago. David got on and just announced like all the different ingredients. It was a really, really good presentation. So if you can find that, I'm not even sure where that would be, the replay, because I actually got onto that live. But nonetheless, we have a daytime formula and a nighttime formula that have just all the supporting ingredients for our patches to really, really take things to the next level. And this is sort of the caveat to when for a little while, we weren't able to use the word stem cells for compliance reasons. And having this supplement support is what allows us to be able to make the claims, because if somebody doesn't have that copper in their body, they're not going to be able to get the same results. And that's, I think, where the issue was. So we want to make sure that the foundation was set and that's what these formulas are for. And I can't wait. They're coming later on. So I'm not sure why they might be on the screen or not, but they're coming.
Yeah, I'm excited for those too. There's a couple more questions here from Emma. I think maybe accidentally sent it privately, so it's not in the main chat, but she's asking, are there any meetings in the mornings, like Mondays and Wednesdays, like there used to be some weeks ago?
I'm not sure if anybody else is willing to step up and start doing some other meetings and trainings. I don't mean step up like step up. I don't mean that to sound funny. But definitely if somebody else wants to do trainings, I'm sure Onyx would be more to host them on the main site. This is just the times that work for us to be able to serve as many as we can. And the replays are always available. And again, you can always post in your questions or DM any of us to get them answered on a call that you can get afterwards. This is the best we can do to support everyone.
Yeah, and just to clarify, Emma, what time zone were you talking about the calls that we've been doing, and they're at night? They might be too late for you, or were there actual calls in the morning? Are you in the States or Canada, or just clarify what your time zone is?
And then Emma also has another question. I'm reading the book on Michael Oliver, but before I started, I had already contacted someone. How do I restart the conversation with them?
Already started with them. Can you come on live?
Yeah, maybe.
Can you pop her on? That would be great. If you want to raise your hand, we can have have you put on screen for us. If you don't want to, that's understandable too. It just depends on kind of where you're at with the conversation with them. You know, it's going to be a unique situation. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
she's gone.
Just went offline.
She left. So maybe she didn't want to go on the screen.
Okay. Okay. Called out. Sorry, Emma.
I'm out.
Well, what I can say, I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I just think it's cute. So I would say, gosh, it's going to depend on the situation and where it left off. I mean, if it already went sideways, you know, then you might just give it some time and then try to revisit and circle back. I know that there is something in the training about that. I just don't remember off the top of my head, where it's kind of like, hey, it's been a little while. Typically when somebody says no or not now, for me, I always ask, hey, can I check back in, you know, in the future? And I will make a note in my calendar to check back in. It's not over. It's not over. So if you do that as a natural practice, it might be that you just wait until you circle back again, and then you can start that conversation again. But you might be able to salvage it in some way and say, you know what, I'm kind of new, or I think I kind of just got off on the wrong foot. And I would love to like rewind and just like, because I want you to really hear about this, but obviously, you know, I didn't do it quite right because, you know, I could maybe shut you down. So again, depends on the situation. But I am totally shameless to go back to somebody and say, I screwed up, or oops, or whatever. I mean, always. And it takes people right off guard. It's not about, you know, trying harder. It's more about, oops, I messed up. I think I might have, you know, there she is.
She's back.
I had a feeling maybe she just hit the wrong button. Hi, Emma.
Let's just see.
Just to unmute.
I did.
Oh.
I don't know how to do it. I'm hoping our tech team will do that for us.
Okay, can you hear me?
There we go. There you are. So
I'm sorry. In trying to raise my hand, I got out.
I know. I had a
We
feeling.
thought we scared you away. We thought we asked you to come on. You just left. So
No. Sorry. Well, the thing is, I talked to this person. I mean, I sent her a text inviting her to go to the presentation with the X39 and stuff, you know. And then I started with the reading of the book, and then I said, oh, I did it the wrong way.
Oh, that's okay. What was her feedback on the text?
That she and her husband would talk about it, and then they would get in touch with me later.
Got it.
And then I also sent them to watch one of those motivational videos, you know, with it was the Phoenix training or something like that. An old version of it that I saw on YouTube.
Was that a business training?
No, it was not a business training. It was just for them to start thinking positively, you know, to start changing their mindset.
Okay. So did you have any conversation as to why, like, do you know why you shared the product with them, or did you just send it randomly?
No, I know that they are practically newlyweds. You know, they just have a baby about 6-8 months old or something like that. And he was a student. He's not a student anymore, and he's from Mexico. So when in order to be able to work here, he had to go back to Mexico for a while and be there until he got his visa so that he could work here. And now they are in real need of money. So I know that they need this.
Okay. So since this could, I mean, I could definitely be in dialogue with you for a while here, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is before sending people information and presenting, it's just important that there's a dialogue with you and them beforehand about these things. Like, hey, I know you have these challenges. I thought of you because of this and this and that. Would you be open to learning about it? Did you have any of that kind of a dialogue before you sent the links?
Well, they are friends of my son, and I am friends with his parents. So we kind of know each other, you know, and
but did you talk with him? Did you get permission from them specifically to send it? Obviously, we know you want to help them and you know why that this could be great for them. But the main question is, did you preface sending them the links with any dialogue like, hey, I know you're having these challenges. I'd love to send something that might be a fit for you. Are you open to that? I mean, did you do anything like that?
Yes, I did.
Great, then you're fine then. So what you can do at this point then, since you did open it, you didn't just like hit them with it, and they're going to be getting back to you. If they don't get back to you, which is probably likely, especially with, sounds like they have a busy stuff going on, is to give it a little bit of time and just say, I'd love to connect with you and actually just discuss, if this even would be something that would work for you. I'd like to, I know I sent you stuff up front. I was excited. And, maybe we can just take a step back and just see, how this might work, if it could work, what you're really looking for. I think it's important to see if it's even a fit for you. So that's kind of where I would do that. And so I would recommend at this point just watching this replay and maybe write a little bit of that down. And when you follow up with them, you can kind of do a slight, not a takeaway, but a sort of, let me just take a step back a little bit. This may or may not be a fit. Maybe I should learn a little bit more about your situation. And then I can maybe, find the right information for you to see if it would be good for you or not, right? It might help them to lean in a little bit more. So that's what I'd recommend for you, Emma.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And keep us
Just
posted.
one quick
And
question.
just one more
I think
question. How soon can I watch the replay?
As soon as it's over, as soon as this is over, you'll find it on the YouTube channel.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Emma, just one other question for you, and we'll make it real quick because we've got to move on. But I'm just curious, did you present them with the business first or the actual product, like the X39 product first?
No, I sent them the link to watch the X39 presentation.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay, so you were presenting to them the product first before the business concept, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. I was just
Good
curious
job.
about that. I think
Okay,
that's great. That's awesome.
That's great.
thank you.
Thank you, Emma.
I wish you the best, Emma.
Yeah. There is another question. Stella says, we came in at Diamond about 60 days ago. How does the product introductory bonus work after 90 days? And how does that work with a new incentive that ends on Sunday?
The incentive is still going to work for you just like everyone else, just as it's printed out. So, so any diamonds you bring in, you'll make your 500 since you're still in your 90-day window, and then you'll make an additional 300 on top of that. And so on and so on. Platinums, I think you make 300 as a diamond, and you'll make an additional whatever. Oh no, platinum's not part of this program. It's just bringing people to gold or diamond. So that was the first part. Second part was,
How
what
does that
happened?
work with a new incentive that ends on Sunday?
I'm sorry, the first part. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I think you answered it.
I think, yeah, like
Yeah.
after the 90 days, the product introductory bonus will go back to
Right.
the regular.
Yeah, it'll go
Oh.
back to regular until you're senior director. And then at that point, you get the extra for the diamonds and the platinums.
Yeah. And then what time zone does this promotion end? Like what time zone are we using?
That might be in
as-
fine print. I don't know that.
It's probably not print. Yeah, yeah.
I
It
don't
might be,
know that.
it's probably PST, but don't quote me on that. Check the fine print of the flyer.
Yeah, yeah.
We're trying to sign people up before the deadline.
Deadlines and promotions.
I don't know that. Yeah.
With deadlines and promotions, I usually tell people that it ends like maybe even 5 hours before it actually does, so that there's not this panic in the last minute
Yeah.
for
Jam.
yourself. And then also like if the system overloads or whatever it is, it's like, it's just better to just give yourself the cushion. So we got to find out what that time actually is. And then I just tell people it's a bit before that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she met- so she met every week, not just this week.
For,
That's the question.
I'm not really
I
sure.
think,
what
well, so
morning-
what will, so it's going to be under the more detailed marketing plan is where you're going to be able to see what you're earning at different levels. And so when it comes to being diamond and then dropping, you'll still be diamond, but not being part of that 90-day window, I think is what they're talking about. And then where does it go? And that's going to be the standard PIBs that you're going to see even on our order form. The other thing about being diamond or senior director or above is that if you have somebody underneath you that's, let's say, a gold, and they bring in a diamond or something, you're also, but they're not at diamond level and they're not senior director, they're just a gold, which is, I don't mean just they're gold. They bring in somebody, they're going to earn, again, like there's a difference in the commissions, the bonuses, you're going to be able to earn on some PIB on what they're bringing in too. And all of those details are in like the fine print detail, which you will find in your resources area. Yeah, that stuff it gets a little in the weeds for this conversation, and I don't know it exactly to feel qualified to explain it without making a mistake.
So I actually misread Felicia's question. So she's actually asking, what time does the ordering close on Sundays in general? Like which time zone are we?
That's what I don't know, because it would be the same. Yeah,
the
the
same.
end of business day. I don't know if it's Pacific or I think it's probably Pacific, but again, it could be Eastern time. I don't think it's Eastern though.
I don't
Could
think
be,
it's
it
easy.
could be your own time zone. I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. We'll have to earmark that one to find out. Or if you find it out, you can let us know because I don't know that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know. We can theorize, but yeah, we don't know.
I had a few questions I want to tackle really fast that came through, just because they're not going to be on the call, and I promised to try to get them in there. If you can read those off.
Do you want to read it or do you want me to?
Oh yeah. Did you want to cover these questions?
Yeah, she wants to do them right now
Right,
so that
yep.
we can get it done.
Perfect. So a couple of people have asked about the businesses signing up. If they
Do you want me to read it? It's my writing.
sorry,
It's
yeah.
kind of my writing is a little weird. If a business signs up, are they allowed to put the patch info on their website with their link to the LifeWave shop page?
Yes, they can. They just have to have, I think there's the disclaimer, and this is part of the terms and conditions. So you want to read through those. But there's a little, you just need to be able to say that you're a partner, basically, that you're a preferred, what do you call it? I'm sorry.
You're an
Brand
independent.
partner, independent
Wave
brand partner, and yes, independent LifeWave distributor. There's like a little icon for that you want to have displayed, and then you can have a link to your website. You can have a link that's specifically to one of the pages on your LifeWave site. You can create a QR code and just say, click here. Some people actually create, and this might answer the other question. Actually, I'll answer it with the other question that came in. But yeah, you just have to announce that you're a brand partner, that you're not LifeWave itself, basically.
Yep. Okay, next question. To have LifeWave as a business, is it necessary to have an LLC?
No, you can be sole proprietor for that. Just each brand partner that comes in has to have a social security number tied to it. And you can only bring in one business under that social security number, because you can have 5 corporations or LLCs and whatever, and you can't sign them all up separately. You can only be one entity, but you can convert it into your business, but it's still tied to your social. When you do your taxes, and I'm not a tax person, so don't take any of this, to the bank, or to the IRS. But what I've done in the past is I've done both under my LLC, and I've also done it as a sole proprietor. Either way, even as a sole proprietor, you can do a Schedule C and do all your write-offs with a Schedule C here in the States. And it also is going to depend on your state as well, if you do state taxes and all that. So I'm not a tax person, but that's what I've done in the past. You can totally just run it under your social as a sole proprietor.
Okay.
Yeah, and in Canada, it's the same thing. If anybody's on the call from Canada, we set ours up under a corporation, and it just, if you're thinking about doing the business long term, it's just way better because you just have so much opportunity to write your travel off, write so many things off. So it's a great way. If you really do want to make this a business, I would highly recommend you setting up a corporation to do it through. So.
Yeah, and you can still, like I said, you can do a Schedule C as a sole proprietor as well, and still write off all those things. It's just you don't have the protections of a corporation. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. There's one more here. It says, I was invited by a European friend to be included in a website collaboration for health and beauty companies. I have my own website for my healing business, but I want to focus on marketing the X39. If you could please offer me some insight and guidance on the best way to utilize this opportunity while being compliant and marketing effectively from her platform, I would be so grateful.
Right. And so I had her actually send me a little bit more information about that, because it was still a little bit vague, but I thought I'd go ahead and try to answer it here. And the reason I'm choosing to answer this on Launch Lab is because sometimes new people come in and they're like, well, I'm already an influencer. I already have this website, or I have these things and I want to market, and they're excited to launch their business utilizing their current business that they have. So in this case, this is a third party who's going to do email blasts and, have people that are basically coming in and signing up to be part of the information that's being shared from this platform. And they're going to be featuring businesses and putting out newsletters and things like that. And then she can link and so on. So what I want to say is, if you have your own website, and this will be for her as well, if you have your own website and you want to create your own page with information that also says independent LifeWave distributor on it, or rep, or whatever, and then have a link or what have you to get more information, you can totally create that on your own website. No problem. Just be really compliant about, not making any claims that are not, like, utilize startx39.com for the information. because we know that that's compliant. So you might just pull different elements, create your own page, and then you can do whatever article or, you know, your own like YouTube or whatever it is you're going to do to try to attract people to that page. You can totally do that. Some people are going to put a form on that page and try to get somebody's information and say, hey, if you want to talk about getting started, or if you want to talk about being a brand partner, just fill out this form and I'll contact you and we'll have a conversation. You can do that. So there's many different ways you can convert those leads, but my recommendation would be the fewer clicks away, the better. You want to do it as quickly as possible. So if you're just doing an article and you just, you know, you want to say, I'd love to send you information, give me your information, or click over here and everything you need is there, whatever you want to do. Sending people directly to your store is probably the one thing I wouldn't necessarily recommend as a first thing, because they need education first. And that's a little too like, bam, in your face. If you had all the information on your own page and then send them to your store, that's great. But I personally always like to have a conversation. So let's talk and let's get you set up with the right thing for you and explore what your goals are. So get them on the phone or something would be my recommendation. But I think it's a great tool. And again, if you have your own website or your own place that you can house your information, you really want to drive them to that more than anything. Would you guys agree with that? What are your thoughts? You do a lot of marketing stuff. Aaron.
Yeah, I think we've done some different experiments. You know, you were part of the one that we did. We have our own separate website that we cater to some people, but at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is like Alex just said, is you have to get these people on the phone, because you really have to find out what it is that they're looking for. And the problem with just one website that just fits all, it's very rare that people are going to buy this product just straight out without talking to somebody. So if you can figure out a way to capture their email, capture their phone number, and then just set it up, you know, maybe it's a calendar invite that they sign up to, and you just talk to them for 15 minutes, give them a little bit of direction, point them in different directions to learn a little bit more. But I think that's really, really key at the end of the day, not just to send them to a link to purchase, right? Mm-hmm. I think there's a bunch of influencers out there online, but they're talking about the product and then they're just giving them their link, but they're educating them, right? That's the big thing. And just to be sent a newsletter, I don't think is enough to really put people over the tipping point. So,
well, and also just like with LifeWave and the store, it's just not the most straightforward thing either. So there has to be education there and support when someone is signing up. That's what I've found. Yeah, people can get overwhelmed or confused, and then they do something else and then they forget. So it's like, it's really great to just be like, hey, like contact me and we can connect, you know, and then I can guide you through the process. I can support you through the whole process, and we can see which route to go is best for you and for what you need.
Right. Right. And that's what I do. It's like, let's just get on a quick 15-minute clarity chat. Let's see where we're at and what you're looking for. And I can show you how this might be, you know, a fit or whatever. So yeah. Again, lead them to a page with more education and a way to connect with you. Yeah. Yeah. But otherwise, it could be a great outreach, you know, for sure.
Yeah. And one of the great ways to actually get people to reach out is like, reach out to me and I can show you how to get this product at wholesale pricing, right? Like Melissa uses that a lot of times. And then that's a great way to kind of have people contact you. And then the first time they purchase, she every time walks them through the back end to make that purchase, right?
If they want that, or they want to do it themselves, but I'm there on the phone, like guiding them through. If they don't want to share their information, I'm there like as they're signing up, like walking them through. But yeah.
Oh, that's great. I don't do that at all. I just get their information.
All of our different ways.
No, I think it's great. I love that. We should talk about that, the different ways of signing people up. Well, let's earmark that as a topic. I love that. Okay, more questions. Where are we at?
Questions. Yeah. How does my personal volume impact my commissions? Does it go up with higher personal volume? What is the break, and when do we need to up our personal volume?
Okay, your personal volume is going to be from you and your preferred customers and your retail customers. That's your personal volume. So that goes towards your qualification. So that's going to matter for your 110 points if you want to make more than, you know, for your 55 to stay active, or your 110 to be able to earn more than $100 a week. So you want to, that's what that's feeding into. And it's important, you don't make commission on your personal volume per se. It does, how does it, no, that's going to add into your uplines, bonus volume, right? For the bonuses, but that doesn't feed into your bonus volume. That just feeds into your personal volume. So you're not earning actual like bonus, cycle bonuses on that, but it does feed upline. So other people ordering products for themselves and stuff is great. It still does feed up. So that's kind of how that works.
Okay, we have more stuff coming through. The follow-up, Wendy says, does it change your commission?
Well, it can, no, I mean, it's not going to change the bonus commission. No, but it can change your commission in terms of if you have a bunch of customers that are coming in, that are buying, that are going into your personal volume, you're earning retail profits, right? You could be earning $20 a month on your preferred customer. You could be earning more than that if somebody buys the whole price, but that's where you're getting paid. So you have the stuff you're buying for yourself and saving money on, or you're getting paid a retail profit. But the rest of those points are going up. They're not going into also getting bonuses on top of it. I hope that's clear.
Okay.
These are the buckets. This is the left and right team cycle bonus buckets. This is the volume, business volume, not the personal volume.
Personal.
Yeah, like I'm at the top of my tree. This isn't a tree.
Yeah. Okay. Cheryl says, I met someone with a physical storefront where they promote 20 independent biz owners under one roof, host events, and get biz names out there. Is anyone in any physical stores? I'm new.
Well, the way that sounds like they're doing it, I'm not sure how they're doing it. So if they're selling the product directly from the store, that's one way to do it. And yes, we did cover that. I wish we had these cataloged, because that was kind of in depth. We did cover how you can just, buy wholesale, sell retail. And in which case you want to definitely at least get a platinum or a diamond kit and then get 20 packs or whatever. If you need stock at the lowest pricing, some of the upgrade kits also can get you the lowest pricing, and then you retail it for $150. You can certainly do that in a storefront, but if they're promoting a whole bunch of different businesses and you have events, it sounds more like there's like maybe a featured product of the week or like a pop-up kind of event, or like, I'm not really sure those details, but in that case, I think that's great if you have an opportunity to actually have an event, because then you can build other people into it. They'll get exposure of other companies and you're all kind of supporting each other, which is really cool. But it's probably more of a pop-up situation is what I'm guessing, where you just can like do a little chat, a little talk or something like that. Yeah, if you want to clarify a little bit, that might help, but.
Okay. In the meantime, Wendy says here, doesn't your volume need to increase with your management level from 77 to 118 or something?
From 55, from 55 to 110. Yeah, 55 PV, personal volume, which could be any of the smaller patches, or just one X39. Or when you go to gold and you want to start making more, then you want 110 every month. And so that would be either a 2 X39 or a performance bundle, or an X39 in one of the other patches, or a 3-pack of the other patches, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to rank up and you want to hit the next rank, you need to have a minimum of 110 personal volume points. And that just opens up your threshold for the amount of cycle bonuses that you can receive per week. So you notice that you're getting lots of cycle bonuses coming through. It would be wise to up yourself and to the next rank so that you can make more money each month. So that's
very well
how that
put.
works.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. We have another long one here. Okay. Stella says, I had a conversation with a friend that's a nurse. She was open to learning more, so I sent her Start X39. She followed up with this. There's also risks to activating dormant stem cells, including dormant cells in your body, such as HSV or TB, or even causing cancer cells. There's also risks to activating dormant stem cells, including, sorry, the dogs threw me off. Okay. Oh, so she wrote it twice. Okay. There's also risks to activating dormant stem cells, including dormant cells in your body, such as HSV or TB, or even causing cancer cells. My overall thought is that the patch does not appear to have strong peer-reviewed published clinical science listed on PubMed to support its claims. I also couldn't find any clear data on potential side effects of this patch. She says, how can I respond in a follow-up conversation?
Okay, hang on just a sec. I'm going to look something up, because absolutely when you're using, when you're injecting stem cells from outside, all of those things are very much true. which does activate what you have, but also it's adding other stuff. Totally different than going out in the sun and producing as much vitamin D as your body needs. Wearing this patch, your body's just re-regulating itself to a level of GHK that has depleted over age. So it's not actually going in with a mechanism that is artificial and telling your body to do something that's artificial. It's bringing the body into a natural healing, its natural state. So that's really what's happening. And as a side effect of resetting a third of your genomes to about 20 years old, is your stem cells start acting younger. They wake up, and that's kind of what's happening there. So I'm actually going to look up, I have a response to the cancer question straight from David. I'm going to need to step aside to grab it, and I'm going to put it in this chat here for you guys. So let me find that. And if you want to answer any of that too, peer-reviewed published studies are not easy to come by in terms of a private company. They will always be judged as, oh, well, you had to pay for that, because who's going to pay for peer review and research for a private company? Nobody, except for the company. So there's always that sort of stigma of a bias there. So what we recommend is go to startx39.com and go to the PubMed studies that are on GHK copper peptides. And that's exactly what's happening, is you're naturally raising GHK copper peptides, and you can see all the things that they do in the body. And there's tons of research around that. And then our research proves that that is elevated. And then, of course, there's other studies that we have showing what's happening in the body because of that elevation. But it's most important to know that we have biomarkers that show that the GHK does go up. And then you can tie that directly to some of those peer-reviewed studies. So let me find this. If you guys want to tackle a question while I'm searching, that would be awesome.
Can dormant stem cells wake up? I think is what she's asking. She's wondering if dormant stem cells can wake up. Mm-hmm.
Yes, but we're talking about healthy, like we're adding, the body is just getting more energized at the mitochondrial level, including the stem cells, which are.
Sorry, can dormant cancer cells wake up? Sorry.
No. Again, that's not healthy. That's not an equilibrium. So this is not about that. Let me find that answer for you. I'll look it up. I'm just trying to find the rest of my notes here because I'm not finding all of them.
I guess I could share a little piece on
here we go. Here it is.
Oh, you got it. Okay, go.
No, go ahead. I'm just finding where I'm going to find it.
Oh, okay. I was also going to say yes, we can acknowledge people's questions and things like this, but if I have someone who is really from this medical perspective and coming at me with resistance, not saying that she's just coming with curious questions, but they kind of keep going. Personally, I let it go.
Oh yeah.
I'm I'm not going to be there trying to convince someone of anything. This is not my vibration. I'm holding the door open. Here's the science. This is the science that we have. I'm not here to try and debate or to prove, but I mean, if we can answer this question, great. And we just a little input, what kinds of people am I wanting to attract on my team? Mm-hmm.
I can't send this, you guys, it's too long. Let me stick it onto a document, and then I'll see if I'm going to open a new document, paste it in there, and then I'll send it. Then I can share that, I think. Create, paste. I think I have a second answer I'm going to grab. Oh, you guys are going to get some goodies, last minute goodies here. What's this one? This is another answer. This might be the same, but no, I think, yeah, that's the same. Okay. So let me save. I'm just going to close this as untitled, and we'll do cancer question. Save on the desktop, and let me see if I can grab that. Attach.
There's another question from YouTube. So what do you do when he figures out he would have gotten that free sup patch any month he upgraded to gold? Yeah. Going back to what you said.
Just like I said, there's a promotion happening this week. And it's would you be interested in upgrading? It's still the truth. I'm just,
yeah.
I mean, I'm looking, I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. I'm saying, hey, there's this promotion that's happening this week. And, if I upgrade you now, then I can get these things for you, and you can, get started on this new product, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be now, if not, we can do it another time when you're ready. It's fine. I'm just throwing it out there. Sometimes it's just putting it out there. I don't know how to get this document now onto.
Here, while you're doing that, I can do this one from YouTube. Once you are a diamond, will you always earn the 500 PIB, or does it change after the 14 weeks? No, the 500 point product introductory bonus is for the first 90 days. And then after that, it switches to, I think it's 200 product introductory bonus.
And then
Okay, I'm not going to be able to answer this.
Until you become yeah.
So I can answer this question out loud for you guys. I'm just going to read it, and it might take just a minute or two, but I'm going to do this and then we're going to close it. We'll close out with that because I really do want you guys to just hear this. I think it's important. So LifeWave's position, it is LifeWave's position that anyone who has a serious health condition such as cancer should speak with their doctor as to whether or not they're able to use our product. Right. But we also know that doctors don't know about this product, so it's a loop. But that said, X39 is known to elevate GHK copper peptides, a naturally occurring peptide that declines with age. As shown in independent studies, GHK copper peptides support immune health, manages inflammation, and turns on genes associated with youth and health. Therefore, we believe the product to be safe. OBM genetics modulation of gene expression in human breast cancer. Okay, this is let me copy and paste this one. I can paste this if you want to grab it. Conclusion, GHK, naturally occurring copper peptide, which declines with age, upregulates a number of cancer suppressors and downregulates a number of genes associated with cancer progression. As Hong et al. Study indicates, GHK reverses expression of genes associated with early stages of aggressive metastatic colon cancer. Let me put that in there for you. Regenerative and protective actions. Oh, I think this is probably these are going in order, you guys. This is part of this document. In addition, here's work demonstrating that stem cells may be used as a cancer prevention strategy, documenting safety of this approach. Induced pluripotent stem cells could serve as cancer vaccines, says News Center, Stanford Medicine. Further research on stem cell safety. Research dispels fears human stem cells contain cancer-causing mutations. That's Science Daily. So in conclusion, supporting healthy human stem cells should not pose an issue, but this is for a doctor to determine. We are supporting human stem cells. We are not injecting somebody else's human stem cells or some other types of stem cells, or even your own, back into a certain area that could be doing its own thing. This is supporting your own. And then he says that he was going to do a webinar specifically on prostate health. With respect to this question, another recent study for breast cancer. So it will appear that not only is GHK copper peptides safe, it has other benefits as well concerning prostate health. So that's the last little piece here. Yeah, pretty interesting. So that's just one of the things that I have. They're great questions to pose, but just as Melissa said, sometimes, you know, if what's there isn't enough for them to, you know, make a decision on it, you know, certainly these are valid concerns. If these can't answer their questions, then it just may not be for them, and that's fine. You know, the fact that we have this many studies, that we're in 75 countries, 20-year-old company doing the kind of business we're doing, this is not snake oil. Something's happening. It's led by people that are happy customers, which means it's working for people. If it wasn't, and if it was dangerous, we wouldn't be in this arena at this point. And that in and of itself kind of speaks for itself too. We attract 1/3 of our people are in the health profession. Another 1/3 are, I mean, obviously a lot of holistic as well. Another 1/3 are kind of more on the spiritual side of things. And then another 1/3 are everyday people. So it's kind of good to know, but it's not for everyone.
No.
Yeah. Thank you for posting all that stuff in the chat. I think that's great. If people want to copy and paste that, that would be, I'm sure, really helpful. Yeah. And hopefully, Stella, that just answered some of the questions there for you. Guys, it's kind of tight on time here. Alex has got to do another call at 8 p.m. and I just would like to plug that call. If you haven't been on it, or you haven't got any of your potential customers on it, please bring them to this call. It's a great call. Really helps people understand X39 and also introduces the business side of it too at the end. So great call to be on. And thank you everybody for your questions.
Yeah.
It's been great. When you guys bring questions like this, all of us learn from it. So I really appreciate your questions. And we're getting more and more people on these calls. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. Alex, have a great call tonight.
Thank you.
Everybody soon.
Guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.